back.
Nice. W.
It's back!
Are we live?
Yes. We are live and we're
Dang.
currently talking.
All right, guys, we're so back. We're so back for game 3, or I don't know, something. We're just here. We're having fun. We're getting ready for game 3. As these teams, I think, are taking a bit of a breather. Look, they wanted so much of a breather that they decided to DDoS us and intentionally crash stream.
As per usual. They wouldn't be in the EUSL stream if everything went right, Anyway, looking at the game that's right in front of us, I can see that we're going to Clarion on the decider. Second decider today, and we still have a series to go. Jesus Christ.
That's only 8:30. You guys will be fine, right? It's like typical Nassau times, Like we play 5 series and Nassau is it starts at like 3 and ends by like 9, give or take. It's like 6 hours long.
Yeah, but I think there's more than 4 games happening, no?
Fair, fair. Well, no, sorry. Like I'm saying we play like 5 series, like 5 BO3s.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can maybe hang just one more here, one more at the end, and then we're
Yeah.
looking at an 8 hour stream or something, Anyway, looking at last game, Cats has won their first game, so they're not going to go they're not going to go winless. They're not going to go 0-20, which is something really nice. They still could go 120, but at least they won, right?
True. Hey, it's not 0-20. I got my one, as they'd like to say.
At least they're getting the whole experience, the whole experience, winning, losing, having their games delayed by previous games. Playing against substitutes as well today. What else?
Blob and
What
Bus
else is
very
there?
happy to wait it out, and well, game 3, Finny banned, and no surprise, the IME banned as well. It is a Deadeye quick strike start.
Deadeye start, and we do see the Vice being first picked here.
Leaves the stell open.
I love to see the Vice just because of the EUSL happenings.
Estelle X.
We did Estelle X. Something really bad as a forward duo, right? Really bad. Both characters basically unplayable. Especially
Yeah, we may
with
see
Deadeye
something like
quick
Kai
strike.
Julie next, or like Now Julie, or something like that.
I can sense the Octavia, the really good picks.
Yeah.
Nah, we're probably looking at Atlas,
We
or
have the
yeah,
Atlas
exactly.
left.
We're looking like Atlas, and probably like Asher, Julie, something just.
Yeah, I mean, put the hot dog taco hamburger in the bag. Like, what? Okay, we get Luna, Vice, and Atlas. No hot dog taco hamburger to be seen in that regard. And, well, vibe check, the way they round out this draft, I'd imagine might just be like a Kai, pick something safe like that. Or, if you're having a little bit of fun, maybe you pick up something like the Now goalie. Okay, never mind. It's just Kai. Okay.
Vibe check, really digging deep with those picks.
Yeah.
I have never seen this comp before in my life. Just 3 really bad characters, honestly, right? X, Estelle, and Kai. Worst characters in the game by far. They're probably trolling right now. Okay, but jokes aside, I mean, this game, it looks like it's going to be another heavy killing game. Cats took away the Atlas to maybe guarantee a few more kills. To who knows? We have Deadeye start. It's probably going to be Vice and Luna Deadeye. Me personally, I love to see the Vice. Just because it's a fun character to see to be played. It would be fun if that Atlas, by the way, would be forward. Would it be fun? I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, honestly, just at this point, run it. Right? You've already won a game as Cats. You've won it with comfort over your main positions, so just run it, you know?
That's what I'm saying, and yeah, we are going to see the Vice midfield with Luna Brawler, which, genuinely speaking, I don't think is that terrible. Yes, it could be a little better. Your midfielder typically wants to have a little bit more core control if you're running something like the Luna Brawler, because Luna does lend herself to be out of position a lot with how much she boosts on in. And oh lordy, we have double wand here for the side of Tarkeen's Cats.
Double wand, just more damage for fun. First dash already missed. Not going too great already.
Yeah, I mean, the first dash not looking great, and hey, in the end, it is Vibe Check to take the opener here. Really well played out by them.
Looking at what Vibe has picked, I also want to say, Yuki has been on the X the entire series. The only game Ata wasn't on the Kai was when Fini was open in game 1. I think every other time Fini was banned. Might be wrong on game 2 though. And Lila has, I think, played 3 different characters.
Yeah, hey, she is really showing her prowess at this level, and well, that's a good show of prowess right there, taking that second barrier. And now it's Tarkeen who just tries to go on forward to take a barrier of their own. It's Lila is looking kind of low. This wand really is ticking down on her health bar. And now pass from Yuki, but it's not even a pass. It's just a dribble as Yuki hits the demon angle off the center.
0-2 already in the first set. I think if you're Cats here, losing first set is not something you should be surprised by. You're not going to get that many kills, that many KOs. Speaking of KOs, we get to see the first one here from the sides of Cats, and they also get a double barrier from that, but actually Luna does survive. But I do lose double barrier for it.
Yeah, still not ideal, but oh no! They lost the double barrier, and then also the goal. That's the first set already going over to Vibe Check. Yuki finding a great goal, and it's Ata who takes MVP. With the Mom Boots, I'm not really inclined to say they pick up something like this Glass Cannon. I would actually really love for them to take either the Heavy Impact or the Extra Special away from Vice. Or just wait and actually... Yeah, okay, that works. And I think bulk up should go to someone on Vibe Check's side. I don't think they should let this fall all the way down, no?
I mean, honestly, yeah, that's what I that's what I was gonna say. Like they have to pick bulk up. I do see a world where they give it away, but in the end, doesn't happen. Also something probably nobody is surprised by. Vambrace from the sides of Yuki and just slicks from Lilith. Pretty basic. I think nothing too special here. If the damage is not going to come through from the sides of Cats, I think that's something really nice. And even with a lot of damage, I think Lila should be fine. Yuki should be fine.
Yeah, and now it is Tarkeen up on this top side. Maybe not in the best of situations. Good clear there out by Lila. And now Ata, no barrage available. It's a little risky here. And it's Tarkeen who's taking a bit of damage. Celestial Intervention forced out by Spring. Good strike war there out by Ata. And this Crater Maker so dangerous. Ata nearly taken off the map. And now the flip comes down. There's the barrage to kind of secure the save there, and now it's Yuki who stepped into the goalie position while ETOS stepped further into the corner. Pass up to Lila, who just tries to sink it with the Crystal Thorns, and it's Spring who's taken off the map, but they need to be a little bit careful. A raw boost could come through, but the boost is blocked by Yuki, and that means the core is able to go right in thanks to Lila.
A little bit too close. They're on the goal line, and Spring just gets deleted by a stealth snipe, and it's looking not very good for the sides of Cats right now.
Indeed. I mean, Cats maybe not having the best sort of situation there, as already down 0-1 in the game in terms of sets, and also 0-1 in terms of points. Now it's up to Yuki to see if she can secure another one here in this bottom corner. Good save out by Spring. And now it's Spring. Sorry, it's Noctilite. These names are so confusing for me. Who has the flip and who has also burned it there. Good pass back out by Yuki to Lila, but it's Yuki who's about to be taken off the map. Her health bar not looking great, and a teleport out thanks to the Thunderstruck by Noctilite means that he's able to live at least to see one more day. Bit of an awkward save. Good dribble out by Ata, and she's able to keep the core in play for a little longer. And that also means that Yuki is able to get a chance to grab the orb. It means that Noctilite is able to get a chance to go down there. And now Vibe Check is in a fantastic situation.
Fantastic situation, but the side of Cats has shown that they can defend these. As I say this, really good snipe by Lila. Spring didn't dodge in time to defend that, and we're looking at another 0-3. I think the first set was also an 0-3 from the side of Vibe, so not looking too great from the KO focused comp on Cats. It looks like I say nothing.
They have the core control. It does look like they have the core control in that sort of case. As they put some damage out onto the side of Vibe Check, slot the core right through, and they're looking pretty okay now.
They're looking okay, but what I was about to say, they keep getting the barriers, but never the actual goals. They have gotten one goal now, and if you get one goal, you can get a second, you know?
True, as they said, all it takes is a trickle to start a flood, and we may need a little more than a trickle here for the side of Cats, as got a bit of damage coming through onto Noctilite, but the damage doesn't even matter, as I don't know what it was, maybe the core, maybe Lila, someone walked into the middle Atlas Expanse, and that's what scored it there for the side of Vibe Check, and that means that Lila, rewarded with the MVP, either denying the peak performance or just picking up Hotshot for herself.
I think that's going to be Hotshot. Most definitely is also a really good pick for Atlas there to be denied, so I see a lot of good things here. That it can be picked up, peak performance as well for the X, stacks as well. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought X was the one who picked up bulk up in first set, but it was Stell. So I can see the stacks.
Yeah. See, that's kind of why I suggested the peak, especially otherwise I would have just suggested for someone else to deny it later, because the hotshot is just that good. And Lila seems to agree that it's even more worth it than getting double stagger, as the double stagger probably would have actually saved her for at least a little longer there. Now she's taken off the map with nothing to offer with her hotshot. But it's Ata and Yuki. This power duo can defend it all as they're able to find the clear there. And oh, I thought for a second we might have seen a kill, but oh no! Lila now joining us for Gray Screen Simulator as she dies again. And it's another 2v3. Ata and Yuki aren't able to hold the barrier this time, and neither for the goal.
All we need to see is a little bit of scaling on the damage side from Cats and a little bit of bad positioning, I would say, from the side of Lila. And if we continue to see that, like as I said, they're getting the barriers, they're just not able to quite finish it off. And this set just look a lot better on that front.
Yeah, and I think the side of Cats, they found their win con. It's just to bully Lila. Look, when you can't win through conventional methods, just shoot the midfielder over and over. I've been a victim to it so many times, and hey, it's a strategy that works. It's why people do it, and well, Lila not having the time of her life right now as Spring is just chasing after her. She's doing a really good job at actually living. She forces out Spring's core flip at the very least, and Noctilite's core flip is forced out as well, so that'll make scoring a little tougher with the Luna Vice combo, and now Noctilite's health bar not looking great. A little worse for wear, and Yuki pops the middle to find the kill, and now it's a 3v2 on the opposite side, favoring Vibe Check. Make that a 3v1 as Lila's looking to secure this up the bottom side. A good save out by Spring just for the time being, and there's the Crystal Thorns, takes the second barrier, but now it is a 2v3 as Noctilite has returned to the field as Lila using the middle for the bounce there. It's a pass down to Lila, and Lila takes down Spring, but it's still in play. The core is Ata. She has a flip in case she needs it. A pass down to Ata using the middle there, and now another pass up to Lila, and she finds a shot straight through using the Pearson shot.
Insane happenings are happening this round. A lot of things going on, and I'll be real, right now it looks like anybody's game.
Yeah, I mean, despite what the set score may tell you and what this showing of damage may tell you, it really has felt like anyone's game, as there has been a lot of back and forth when it comes to the damage, but despite that, Vibe Check now on match point. Not happy with the result of Game 2. They really wanted to put Cats down to 0-20 this season, giving Cats their first win, and, well, I'll have to see if they can close out here. That's one barrier found, and Cats looking to answer back.
One barrier found, and honestly looking not too great here. Second barrier down, and Yuki just in the face of Spring the entire round. It feels like just getting things done, you know?
Oh, it's looking so dangerous. Lila to the bottom side, the flip, and that's Vibe Check slotting it in, denying Cats any chance to take their first series and even themselves up with Vibe Check there. And now Vibe Check moves up to 2-4. This was pretty much a must-win for them to have a solid shot at making it into playoffs. The next team above them, Wildcards, actually, they did take a win against Lockdown today, so they have actually moved themselves up to 3-3 away from Vibe Check, so Vibe Check still has more work to do if they want to find themselves in playoffs.
Confirmed Vibe has been checked, and I'll be real, I think this game, this last one and the first one, was basically how you want to win against a team as such as Cats. Obviously, with this loss, Cats, I am not certain. They are 100% out of playoff contention. However, the team above them is Vibe, who's now 2-4, and the teams, but after that, they don't have like any worse stats. So Cats, looking at their own 0-6 scoreline, I think that it just might be cooked, you know.
Very well might just be. It's going to be so tough. They have to have the stars align for them to make it into playoffs at this point. And, well, the stars may not be aligning for them today. But despite that, we have one more series. We're already reaching almost 9 p.m. on the Central Eastern time zone. And, well, one more series. Imak, anything you want to say quickly before the teams start getting ready for the next one?
Let's have another 3-game series. Just for the vibes, you know?
For the Vibes, who finished their 3-game series as well. And with that, everyone, don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys on the other side of a quick break. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our final series of the day. We have Voss versus Blobgap, and hey, we do see some familiar maps, but it's not all the most familiar. I think there's one big outlier here, isn't there, Mac?
Yes, one big outlier being Taiko, of course. Never seen this before in Europe.
Yup.
Aachen City, something we see every day. Night Market, also a little bit of a rare sight, you know. But I think the complete outlier will be Game 1 on Taiko Temple. Just
Yep.
something we've rarely seen in Europe. Never seen before, never done before. It's gonna be interesting, you know.
Yeah, in contrast, Aten City always picked by every single team. It's a bit of a staple in these series. I'm a little tired of it. We don't need to see any more Aten City. All jokes aside, I'm really excited to see a little bit of diversity at least. And I'm happy to, hey, my own team, Blobgap, for picking something that's a little outside the grain when it comes to maps. Now, game one is going to be Voss's map pick, a pretty standard Taiko Temple. So I'm curious to see how that'll play out. As for the teams, I think this draft is going to get underway relatively soon. Still to be determined.
I mean, just looking at the draft that we have here now, it's Missile Prop and Drakkar instantly banned. I think nobody's surprised by that.
Yeah, and I mean, especially after what Voss saw with what Cookies was doing on the Drakkar, I think that's to no one's surprise that the Drakkar is banned there.
Yeah, Vice also banned, makes sense. Specialized training and missile propulsion, both good things for Vice, and I do see a lot of Vice being played today, so it's gonna be interesting to see what else we're gonna be picking up. Probably Nestel at some point, probably a Kai. There we have the Kai being picked by Vars. It's probably going on Venom if I had to guess, but I might be wrong. I actually don't remember the last time I've seen Vars actually play with full attention from myself. Teehee.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Venom. It could also be Alex, right? We all know that Alex loves this Kai, one of his staple picks. And yeah, the Kazan getting picked up for Blobgap, it's a Cookies special, which that does mean that Zentaro is just up for free reign for Scream Owls to just pick up, because I really doubt that Scream Owls would want to play the X even on a specialized training start. It's so good, but X is just not a character that, funnily enough, screams Scream Owls.
No comment. No, looking at the Amy here, that has been picked up, makes sense. Kazan Amy, something really just oppressive, has a lot of damage, has a lot of good kill potential. With backend missile also having good few amounts of pressure on that Kai. Who is known to have that little bit of stagger deficit. So interesting to see what Vars is going here. Estelle being picked up makes sense, and I would assume we're gonna see as last pick probably something like the X, just for it to be safe. Could be something interesting like the Zen, maybe, but we're gonna have to see. Rasmus being picked up here by the side of Vas makes sense. Also something that can utilize both specialized training and missile propulsion, and it's going to be interesting to see what Blobgap does pick in the end. Probably looking at their goalie right now, something for Yodes to be picked up. Juno could also be midfield here, being picked up. So lot of picks that just play really well with the Awakenings. Not a lot of team comms or even like combinations we've seen today. Obviously, the Estelle has been a staple by everybody. But besides that, Kai Estelle, something we've seen, but everything else pretty pretty non-basic.
Yeah, I am on my way back now, and hey, interesting picks, all things considered. Now, with this Juno pickup here for Blobgap, I'm curious to see, is this actually going to be like one of Donkers or Dinfar in, or is this just Zarhanef who's going to be playing it out normally? It's hard to say really at this point, as Blobgap
The
has
team
had, yes.
The team is Yod, Zar, and Cookies, so I would be surprised to see any of the other guys playing
Okay,
Tihi. You can't see that
interesting.
because you got yeeted out of the lobby by disconnecting. So I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to see Yod, Zar, and Cookie against Alex, Venom, and Elves.
Yeah, and hey, that's pretty stock standard for both of these teams, really. So wouldn't be surprised. Now, again, the question is this Juno going over to Yodes or is it going over to Czar? Part of me says, yeah, it just goes over to Yodes, but then that means that we don't get to see the Yodesman Aimi that was dominating last week.
I would be surprised if it goes Juno into the hands of the goalie. But I, as always, like to be surprised by everyone. So they can honestly pick whatever they want. Don't really mind. As long as I'm gonna see good games. I want to say I like 3-game series, but it is quite late. So
It is a little late. We've been plagued with technical difficulties, so hey, shorter games, fewer games means lower chance of technical difficulties, and I am always for that when it's offered.
I just want to have good games, but today I want good games and quick games.
Yeah, notably here, I think some of these picks are actually kind of dangerous when you consider the spec training start, right? The Kai with spec training, very scary. Cookie's Kazan actually also with spec training, like he can go the vicious Vambrace if he feels that the damage is that threatening between like Kai Stel Rasmus, and still just pump out boatloads of damage with the specialized training. And then the Rasmus can really get some sneaky KOs with the specialized training hooks.
Also, something I do want to mention, just real quick before we go into game, something I didn't notice because I forgot actually. These two teams are playing for first place right now because Lockdown, who was also 4-1, just as Vas and Blobgap, did lose, so they're already 4-2, and whichever team wins actually does go into first place for regular season.
And notably for Blobgap, this is really big because if they can actually win this, this means that they will end up with sole possession of first place, including tiebreakers as well, because they already beat Voss on the first go around. So getting a chance to just beat them again is something that they really strive for. Now, looking at the Awakenings really quickly here, the spec training picked up by the Juno, the Kazan, and the Rasmus, and everyone else going for the missile propulsion. That's actually interesting, especially from Alex here. Not wanting the spec training for more KOs. I think he says that the missile propulsion is enough damage, and I do value the range a little bit more, and we'll have to see how that comes to fruition.
I mean, both picks do make sense. Nice KO here from Alex, just picking up the knockout.
Whoa.
Cookie's sadly missing the hook on Venom, but still staggered. Still the possibility of no longer the possibility of having the knockdown because orbs have been gathered.
Yeah, the orbs have been gotten, and we do see one barrier piece. Yodsman jumping to cut this cross on the top side, just teleporting back, and now in a bit of a tough situation as Screamhouse takes a lot of damage, but does get a chance to grab this orb, and is now sitting in an okay position to take a score here. Now Zarhina pushing up this top side against Venom Yami, and these interactions still getting one out by this Estelle, who has the flip available. The core goes right to the Estelle, and they just get a flip for the first point of the game.
Really nice flip there from the side of Venom and getting the first goal. And as you know, first goal of the series, always something nice to have to not have to worry about that. I feel like every single time I played first game of the series also always something nice to have. Something that motivates you a bit more, you know?
And wow, Alex finding that angle, just completely styling on the defense of Blob Gap. And now Screamhouse has returned to the field, but they do lose one barrier in the process there. Flip out by Cookies. Second barrier, a little awkward there as it goes back to the opposite side. And now it's actually a 1v2 here as Yodsman in a terrible situation. Flip burned out by Zarhanev. And Voss, a heroic play as Screamhouse goes down again. And they get the second goal for themselves.
Zarhanev not able to defend against the absolute power duo of Alex and Venom. A lot of damage actually being dealt to the side of Blobcap. I didn't expect to see like just HP bars disappearing like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of damage from both sides, right? The spec training start, the missile pop start. Really shocking for that to not even go in there, mind you. And may see Screamhouse make up for it in this moment, but no, he's just getting completely thrown around. Doesn't even get a chance to get the orb. It's denied away by Cookies. And now the core just goes down this bottom side, and oh no, Zarhanev the own goal. I think he's just warming up at this point.
Alves kind of missing the open goal there before, but making up for it in the end. Honestly, looking at the picks, I see Hotshot, I see Heavy Impact, I see Extra Special. A lot of good things here to be picked up.
Yeah, notably the team player. That means that Kai isn't able to get it, but Kai happy to take the extra special anyway. Means that the Aimi doesn't get it, but the Aimi still gets Heavy Impact. And really a lot of good things here, actually, for both sides. I think overall, it's probably a relatively even draft. I think very slightly Voss favored. Notably because Screamhouse has been taking a lot of damage and has been kind of dying on repeat, so him getting that Reptile Remedy will do a lot for him, and that also means that the enemy side can't get it, and look at how much damage they're taking.
I mean, also something to keep in mind, it is set 1 that just ended, and having that possibility to stagger stack is always something really nice, especially for brawlers. Rasmus, someone who does benefit, in my opinion, from all of the things. Zar staggered, does not get knocked down right now.
Yeah, not yet, but hey, maybe not for long. Zar does get a chance to teleport away, grab the orb, but the core still stays up at this top side, and pass goes down right to where Alex's eject button is, and Zarhanev gets taken off the map. But of an uncharacteristically poor performance from him this game thus far. But Yodsman, he is able to save the core for just a little longer, but not before the death touch comes through from Screamhouse.
Continuous hooks from Rasmus, from Alves, just on Yods, perfectly making him miss position, making him struggle to clear, and honestly, you notice. It looks like he's just permanently waiting for those situations. He did pick up specialized training, which makes it a lot easier to have those stuns go a little bit longer. Nice flip there from the side of Yods to defend the last barrier. But they are still one man down, and as one respawns, another one leaves.
Yeah, another one bites the dust, but we do have 2 flips available. Flips not even needed, as Yodsman finds the funny, cheeky little angle up that top side, and it just completely bedazzles Venom and Screamhouse. And well, now 1-1 in this set 2, in a really good spot with 2 flips to their name, but Zar and Cookies really need to be careful. I think it would be advisable for them to use these flips sooner rather than later, as otherwise they're going to die in situations like that. And First barrier falling, second nearly falling as well, and now it's Yodsman who jumps on in, takes a barrier in answer, but Alex pushing up while Venom Yami is just unstaggering, and it's really not looking great for the side of Blobgap despite how good their defense has been thus far.
The defense might have been really good, but also the offense from the side of us has been really good, so it's a really nice offense there.
Yeah, I mean, really clean, honestly. I love how Czar used the Blobo from Yodsman there to kind of take the strike war for him so he could strike second. And then on top of that, they're just able to combo that really well. I love the heads up flip out by Cookie, realizing that, you know, if he doesn't flip there, there's a really good chance that his second barrier falls. And now he's flipping in a really awkward situation. But hey, as I'm talking about that, Voss is just answering back in this point really well, despite Venom's flip.
Despite Venom's flip, but okay, never mind.
Bit of an awkward jump there. Hey, it happens. Not really a blob gap in their best sort of position, but hey, flip still available for Alex. Flip's coming up for Zarheinef, Yodsman, and Scream Alves. So we'll have to see what those get used for. And two barriers still up a piece. Just then, Scream Alves takes one of his own, and the second one does fall in favor of Voss there. And flip by Zarheinef, it just gets completely shut out by the side of Voss. Flip still available for Voss, and it's really not looking great, as that's one kill, perhaps a second one to follow on Cookies very soon, as Cookies continues to dribble, continues to buy so much space for Yodsman, though.
Buys a lot of space, buys a barrier as well. Second barrier almost taken, but Alex does keep the defense up. Another power play situation for the side of Voss here. Maybe able to take the second set. Two flips on the side of Blobgap versus the one flip.
Yeah, Yodsman has been having pretty decent patience, but you have to remember, Yodsman is actually playing on a bit of higher ping, relatively speaking, compared to a lot of the other players in EU. And hey, that may not be a ping moment, but maybe a little bit of brain lag, as we may have had a Garfield moment. The flip coming out a little too late there, as Voss goes up 2-0 in sets.
Garfield had flip and used it, but a bit too late here. 2-0 to the side of Voss. And looking at the pickups that can be taken here, we have Cast, we have Aerials, we have Deadeye, a lot of things again, but also the 1-2 punch for the side of Blobgap that can be taken.
Yeah, 1-2 punch, and hey, the explosive entrance picked up, giving the aerials only over to the Aimi, and that means Kazan gets Orb Dancer. I actually really like this pick. Orb Dancer is surprisingly pretty good on brawlers, because you don't always have to involve yourself in the play, right? Orb Dancer relies a lot on you kind of just griefing your own position to get orbs, and well, as brawler, you can acceptably do that, because your team doesn't really rely on you to be in the play, and well, Cookie hasn't really taken this chance to get any orbs just yet, but I imagine once he does start scaling through orbs, it is spooky. And with the Vicious Vambrace, he should be able to live pretty decently.
Yeah, but looking at everything going on, even though one barrier is down on the side of Voss, it feels like they're always a little bit stronger on the offense right now. Good defense from the side of Blobgap, but they kind of can't open themselves up, get a little bit of breathing space, which is an issue. Flip has been burned by Cookies and not hit anything, which is always bad.
Yeah, now Zarheinef, his health bar not looking great, is able to step back, grab the flip, and I like how Yodsman is just continuing to stay up here, play in that midfield position as a Juno is able to do. Now Cookies playing up this corner, good pass down to Yodsman. Yodsman looking for a pass back up to Cookies, bit of an awkward angle, pass by Zarheinef, just clearing it out for now as Cookies continues to keep this top side presence going. The flip finally out by Alex. No successful death touch there, but it's actually the Missile Propulsion Crystal Thorns that take it, and a bit of an awkward topspin. Venom Yami's the one who's looking kind of low, taken off the map. Gap, and now it's a 2v3 favoring the side of Blob Gap. Pass forward by Zarhynef up to Cookies as he finds the second barrier there, and now it's an open net on both sides, but Screamoffs, who gets a chance to dribble forward. Flip available for Yodsman. Good barrage, though, for Alex just to buy some time. And now, where does this core go next? As we're in overtime, the team player is available for Yodsman, but oh no! Jump, flip, missed, as Yodsman lets another one through. Unfortunate, despite Blob Gap's offensive efforts.
I'm gonna be 100% real. I thought that flip hit. It looked so good, but it apparently didn't. Unfortunate on the side of Blob Gap, but it looks a lot more one-sided than it actually is.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, I think last time, if I recall correctly, I think it was 2-0, but it was like set 5 both games in favor of Blob Gap against Voss. So it could really go any way, all things considered. And as we see that one kill found there, Cookies has a flip. They really don't want to have to use a flip here for the side of Blob Gap, and the flip is used, but Alex is just able to go far away to no man's land, grab an orb, regen, and Venom Yami has returned to the map, and Zarhynef's health bar is really not looking good, but thankfully for Blob Gap, they are able to find that goal.
Does not matter if your HP bar is 1% or 100. If your teammate is good enough to score, then you survive.
Indeed, and now Cookies, his health bar not looking great in and of itself. Remember the Vicious Fan Brace available for the Kazan. I think that flip is genuinely worth it to burn in order to keep his health bar alive, and no barrier found. Surprisingly enough, Alex finding that clear, and the turret having been dropped by Zarhynef means that he isn't able to stay on the map much longer as a Death Touch finishes him off, and that second barrier also finished off for Blob Gap as the pass comes through up to Alex, and Alex is the one with the flip. A good save out by Cookies as this 2v3 heroic shown by the defensive side of Blob Gap, as the Blobo is the one doing some gapping, but as I say that, no barrier actually found. It's Venom Yami who gaps Blob Gap.
Alex is just defending and playing offensive at the right times perfectly. I feel like sometimes there's just no going past him, and right now I feel like the side of Blob Gap is really struggling to get those barriers. Once they have the barriers, they do get good attacks going, but Alex is really good at defending those barriers right now. Not just today, just in general, but yeah, it's really hard for Blob Gap right now to find an opportunity to attack.
Yeah, and Cookies needs to be a little bit careful. Oh, really well. Step back to grab one orb and running back for the second one as well. This guy's dancing as he has the Orb Dancer online. And Yodsman now postured in this midfield position, rotates back to goalie, does lose one barrier, but remember, it is an open net in favor of Blob Gap, so they could actually accomplish a lot here as Venom Yami. His health bar is not looking great. Good flip out by Yodsman, and Alex is out of position, over pushed, and no eject button remaining means that he has nowhere to go.
Over pushed and everybody was stunned. Cookies with a nice open primary there to stun Venom, and Yoj just capitalizing off of that stun perfectly. Something I didn't notice even, that was match point for Vas. We still are on match point, but it didn't feel like it. This game has gone a lot faster than I thought.
Yeah, it definitely feels like there's a lot more game to be played, and hey, Screamoffs is saying maybe not. Screamoffs has the flip available, but it's not even needed, as Venom Yami with a great Rose Warp Crystal Thorns to just slot it right on in, and that's game one already going to Voss.
Game one, certainly something I wasn't expecting to see a clean 3-0. Then again, it looked a lot more close than like if you actually watched the game, it looked a lot more close than it actually was. It was 9-4.
I mean, only the set 1 was actually 3-0. Set 2 and set 3 were both 3-2, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. First one was a little bit one-sided, but besides that, I think both teams can be proud of what they did. Obviously, Vas with the win, a little bit more happy about that, and just Blobgap has a lot of things that they can take from this game to the next. Their offense was pretty good, a little bit struggling against Alex because they didn't have too much to force, I think. And with their defense looking really solid, only struggling because of the Rasmus getting good hooks with the specialized trading that made the hooks a lot, like the stun a lot longer. Besides that, I think if the starting awakening is a little bit different, this game goes, I think, a lot longer, and it's going to be a lot harder to win from the side of us. But yeah, I think just in general, really good game from both sides.
Yeah, hey, tough to say, really. And all things considered, that was Voss's map pick. So I don't think Blobgap has to feel too bad about losing there, as map 2 is going to be Aten City, and that is Blobgap's map pick, contrasted to Taiko Temple, that is a very open map. And I think overall, the side of Blobgap is actually pretty darn good at core control. So I want to see how they perform in this open map, and I've also never seen how Alex plays on Aten City, and with someone who is really good at pushing up and controlling an area, I want to see how they perform on Aten City, where there is a lot of area to be controlled.
There is a lot of area. You might say that there's only area to be controlled on Aten. No real
Yes.
gimmick besides a few orbs, and
Get orbs.
with only one orb awakening being available, I think we're going to see a high prio on Orb Dancer. If it's going to be the opening awakening, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, indeed. And I'm always down for some Orb Dancer Authenticity, even if it does turn things into a game a little worth to be called for Mickey Mouse Clubhouse style gaming. Interested to see how things go in that regard. I think one thing I have noticed, I could have sworn we were on like recommended server this whole time. We might have moved over to Frankfurt, and I think that might be because Yodsman is a little further east, and I think he gets like bad ping to London. Yeah, and I think it might have pulled everyone into London that game because we have like a few folks from Portugal and stuff. So yeah.
I mean, if it happens, if it's on recommended server, it happens, you know.
Yep.
Don't think it did too much. Obviously, there was one situation where maybe ping was an issue, but I think besides that, everybody still played really well. Going into next game with Aten, I am going to be interested to see. I feel like on Aten, there's always these 3 picks that are kind of really strong, really good. Which are Estelle, Kai, and Drakkar. In my opinion, the 3 strongest picks are on the map. There are obviously a lot of good picks, just in general, but I feel like these 3, depending on how it goes, will show like who will be able to control the game the best, the easiest.
Yeah, notably, I actually also think that Kazan is pretty decent on this map, and it is something that Cookies, is known for, right? And I am curious, are we just gonna see like a 1-2 Kai Estelle ban handshake and call it a day? No, okay, already the Drakkar is banned out by Voss, and now the question is are we gonna see one of Kai or Estelle banned, or maybe one of them just picked up by Blobgap if it falls to them?
Zentaro being banned also, I think, makes sense with heavy impact
on the heavy
in the game.
Start. Yep.
We see Kai, we probably see Estelle being picked up from the other side. Something.
Yeah, I really think it's a mistake if Estelle does not get picked up here.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time when
I almost
I
want to
don't
say,
think.
I kind of want to see Juno Estelle or like Aimee Estelle get picked up here for Blob Gap. Like, I would be so happy to see that. Um, Now, question is do they actually lock that in? Well, we'll have to see. The first of these picks coming in really soon. It is the Estelle, and thank God that they do not let the enemy team get Kai Estelle Rasmus on the side of Aten City, as that's brutal to have to play into. What do you think this Estelle will get paired with?
If I was the forward of Blobcap, I think I'm looking at Erasmus here. Has to be picked up, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Is probably, besides Zentaro, one of the best
you can
forwards on
probably
the
see like
map.
Scream
Has
Elves Kazan or something.
Yeah, it makes sense to pick up Rasmus with the hook, with the secondary. He has a little bit of mobility, a little bit of control that other forwards don't really have. Centauro has a lot of mobility with his dash, with his special, so it makes sense that they banned that one as well. And we see the rune being picked up. I would assume that goes to Venom on the side of
Yep.
Vas. Honestly, also something really, in quotation marks, basic from the side of Vas. Rune something. Um, I do see them play a lot, and as you said, Kazan for Elves. Just pretty solid comp on a map we don't see very often.
Yeah, I think this is actually very heads-up drafting from Blobgap, recognizing that, oh, there's no way we're going to deny them both Kai and Estelle. Well, what if we instead shift our game plan to making Scream Owls feel as uncomfortable as he can on his picks? Because they ban out the Zentaro and say, yeah, either you pick Rasmus for Scream Owls, or we take the Rasmus away if you really want one of Kai or Estelle. And, well, that's what they did, right? They said, Boss, take your Kai, pick the Rasmus away, and paired it with Estelle as well, which is really great on this map. And on the other side, you have Rune Kazan, which, yes, they're individually okay characters for this map, but I just don't think that it's a cohesive team comp by any means. And with the Juno followed behind the Estelle and Rasmus, I really like Blobgap's team comp on this map.
Something to also look at, I think, besides like on the side of Vas, I think Heavy Impact and Prize Fighter are just not that good. Just with the Awakenings. Sure, on the map itself, they're really, really great, especially Kai. But not really something you would want to pick with those Awakenings, especially the Rune. I think doesn't really profit off of that Heavy Impact or Prize Fighter. Would have probably liked more to have Prime Time or Hotshot or something, just something to put down a little bit more pillars.
Estelle's the big winner in this draft, getting Heavy Impact.
Yeah, yeah. I think the strongest winner in this draft is Estelle, followed with a close second as Blobcap in general, because I think they can use the Awakenings better. Again, I am not very good with estimating how good Kazan is, especially since it depends a lot on who plays it. On the side of Blobcap, on Vas, we have Alves on it, who, as far as I remember and know, is not bad. Pretty good, one might say. But then again, I don't personally know how good Kazan is.
Yeah, the thing is, right, there's a few layers to this. One, I actually think that Kazan... Okay, you know what? It's a little different in EU because EU plays a lot of Zentaro. At least in NA, Zentaro's like widely considered the worst brawler in the game, followed by Kazan. And I actually think maybe in EU, Kazan might be considered the worst brawler in the game right now, because you know, like X is good. No one seems to want to play it, but that's okay. But on top of that, Kazan is probably Scream Out's third most played pick, and he doesn't really get tested and put onto the Kazan very often. So I'd like to argue that maybe he doesn't have as many reps on it as he would the Rasmus or the Zentaro.
We see a lot of heavy impact, except for Yotes, which makes sense. I think Juno, the only character in this game as well that doesn't have an impact ability. I am actually not sure if the vortex from, or the pillars from Rune count as impact. I'm not 100% sure.
I think when it's forming, it does, because I believe it is possible for it to hit multiple people. Or sorry, no, I think when it's fully formed, it's possible for it to hit multiple people, so it would be considered an impact. Or it might just be because it is an ability that can hit multiple people, and that's why it'll give him cooldown anytime he does so. And well, Scream, a rookie, doing a really good job. Rookie Cookie out here, not looking like a rookie is. Never mind. You know what? I'll take what I said back there. Bit of a backwards whiplash there. Unfortunately, Yodsman letting that slide by.
Things do be happening. I hope that we're not going to see a repeat of Game 1. Because I do think that, just looking at the draft and everything, the side of Blobgap should have the advantage, but right now it seems they're playing kind of absent-mindedly, I would say, with being too close to edges, getting KO'd where you probably shouldn't be KO'd, and missing strikes you shouldn't. Then again, if the things you said are correct, we might have that just because of ping-related issues. So I'm not gonna say anything too bad about that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Zarhynif there, I'm just assuming he didn't really expect that to kill, and I was pretty shocked by it too. I think it might have been a heavy impact difference, because all that Screamops had to do, he just had to press the top spin and then just walk forward and flip. And that apparently just killed Zarhynif there. And now Yodsman is in a terrible situation. Cookies, who had a full flip, also is just taken off. These banishes so high value out by Venom.
We see absolute cinema going down from the sides of Vas. I think every single round we had a really early KO, and I don't think a single round went over like 40 seconds.
I mean, hey, that's Aten City for you. A very short map, and another reason why I'm thankful for that being our second map here is even if we do go to Game 3, it is a short map regardless, and Quick Strike now for the Juno. I'm really interested to see this, because I would have actually preferred the Quick Strike going over to Cookies, but I guess with how short the points are, maybe Cookies just values this Death Touch way more, so that he can get more of them and look for these cheeky plays, as that might be the way to beat out Alex.
Another KO on Zar. Really good banish here from Venom. Nice angle on Yotsman's side, getting the KO as well with the primary. Both clearing and KOing, making the power play basically non-existent, and now having a small little power play for themselves. The extra special pickup from the side of Rasmus, I think, makes sense, especially on Aten. It is a map that has no obstacles or anything, so having few more hooks to potentially hook away the core from defensive positions or something is just something you want to have, in my opinion.
Yeah, now a bit of another awkward situation again. This time, Cookie's nearly pushed off the map. A little scary as Screamops has the flip available. Is just pushing forward to get a chance to flip. And now it's Cookies, whose health bar doesn't look great either. It's Alex's flip who's actually forced first. And once again, the barrier finally goes down, but it's really not in a great spot here. The core goes forward, and now Cookies gets a good shot to flip, but still doesn't find anything with it and gets taken off the map now. And now it's a 2v3, but Yo's been a little late on the jump. I just think it wasn't available for him yet. And unfortunately, that does mean for Blobgap, they lose another goal.
Yeah, something not, or a few people might have missed. There was a perfect combination from Alex and Alves to KO. Alex with that Giga Blast, perfectly timed. No way to evade that.
Oh, and
And we do
that's
see
such a
another kill.
tragic way to lose that goal there. It's just, it barely sneaks on by and hits that, but oh no,
Another one.
Yodsman getting taken off the map as well. It's just a disaster class here as Blobgap goes down 1 by 1. But hold on, it's not over yet. Zarheinef bought enough time, and now Cookies is doing a good job as well as he's trying to keep the core from going in. And again, Blobgap, they're just hanging on by a thread here.
They're hanging on by a thread, but that's all you need, honestly. Right now, they defend.
Yeah, they
Not
hold just for a little
curse,
longer.
guys.
Yeah, the banish a little risky here, and now Screamhouse, he's the next one up with the flip, as we are going over to overtime. But oh no, Venom Yami, the shadow swap forward, and Yozen just was not ready for it. Just unable to strike in time after Venom Yami gets the shadow swap.
Core getting a little bit of more speed there, catching Yodes off guard, and it looks like a repeat of game 1. It's sad to say, but I feel like both teams really show like good things, good defense, good offense, but in the end, VAS just that much more decisive in their offense.
Yeah, indeed. It's really just not looking good for the side of Blobgap, but hold on. They do say that, and Rookie Cookie does win the flip 1v1 there, but oh no, Venom Yami, he's just going to start dribbling, he's just going to start scoring, and there it is, a strike we're one out by Scream Elves, and now we're one set away from Voss taking this against Blobgap.
Yeah. I was not expecting this series to go the way it does. We see Hotshot, we see Castulast, we see Orb Dancer also. A lot of things going on. And considering how every game went so far today, like every series, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly the opposite of what I thought would happen.
Yeah, I mean, okay, look, Orb Dancer is there, right? You take the Orb Dancer, but I think this is about the best that it could have gotten for Blobgap. They lose the Orb Dancer, but they get Hot Shot on Juno. That is a win condition, and with Prize Fighter, it is very possible. If you just get one lucky kill into this Juno, I think you actually have enough power to start red coring on every single blob.
I don't even think it has to be a lucky kill. Everybody here has been rather killable, you know?
Yeah, I mean, everybody, really. And I think one thing that was really well done there is Zarheinef finding the hit stun onto Alex. Now, yes, people are a little killable, but you also have to keep in mind there are some scaling awakenings here, and Alex has been doing a really good job at staying alive, so he'll be able to collect these orbs and go for orb dancing. Zarheinef has been doing an okay job unless he gets kind of messed up by some of these banishes, and with Cast to Last in the cards, it's looking even more dangerous, and, well, that's flip for Scream Elves to find another goal.
I think right now it is cooked. I don't want to say that we're looking at something really bad here, but it's just really difficult for the side of Blob to defend this. Offense from VAS just looks locked in today, right? There's not a lot of things you can do, and if you have something like Elves and just Elves and Venom like that the entire time, and Alex hasn't been missing Giga Blasts, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, Alex has been hitting each and every single one of them, and oh no, okay, we don't see the barrier falling there, and Zarheinef nearly falls as well, and is about to get comboed here. Oh dear, it's looking very dangerous, but Zarheinef still manages to step away despite all that. The red core from the Blobos, it happens there, but this means that there's an open net in favor of Voss. This could just be it here, folks. Flip out by Yozen. Where does it go? Goes right up to Venom Yami, who now looks for the pass down to Alex, who wants to look for it forward to Scream Elves. And the flip intercepted by a good pillar from Venom Yami, and Venom Yami wins the strike war. It's about to be over. Good jump out by Yodsman, but it's still up, stuck on the defensive side of Blobgap. They need to find some way to get it out. A good Crystal Thorns buy some space, and now it's Venom Yami who's taken off the map. No prize for a stack, unfortunately, for Yodsman there, and it's a good death touch there. And now Cookies, a second goal. All right, folks, it's not over yet. There could still be more game today.
2-2. Looking at a potential win from the side of us, looking at the potential comeback from the side of Blobgap. Again, do keep in mind, this is currently still playing for first place, right?
Oh, no.
Really nice
Oh,
banish
no.
from Venom here.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I just watched it all crumble in front of Blobgap there. They were looking so good. They were getting the red core for Yodsman. Zarhanov had just ticked over to full stacks. And then Venom Yami said no. Banish. And it looks like Blobgap was the one that was banished to the Nether Realm as Voss take a clean 6-0 series to round out the day.
6-0 series, it felt like fucking great game.
It was just, honestly, it shouldn't have been 6-0.
Hey, you say that, but the execution, unfortunately, for Blobgap, when it mattered the most, was just not there. They've shown really good performances thus far. They beat Voss before. They had a really close series against Lockdown, and unfortunately today, they just came up short.
Yeah, absolute insanity. Looking at like just everything, it's just insane way to end the day. I feel like it was so much. There was so much potential. You know, I was kind of looking forward to just having like another 3-game series. We had 2 today already. First, I think it was the reverse sweep from Don't Ask against Bonk. Then afterwards, we got to see the 2-0 from Wildcards, who knocked down Lockdown. Hehe, I've been waiting for saying that the entire time. I'm sorry. Then after that, we did get to see Katz's first win against Vibe Check, who in the end still won 2-1 against Katz, and now Vast just honestly showing that they deserve to be first place in the league for this time.
Yeah, I mean, Voss showing that the fact that they were just quote-unquote grandfathered in using the previous slot from last season was no joke. They deserve to stay. They're going to take sole possession of first place. But with that, I think that ends it here for us. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. It was a pleasure, and there will be more games in the next few weeks. Now, with that, we'll be signing off. See ya.
Bye.